Hi guys, Ian and Matt from Football Boots, and today, well, our Instagram has been going crazy. We're getting a lot of messages from you guys, and they've been talking about this. And this is what Neymar is doing in training, and we're going to get into what boots he's wearing later on in this video. We're going to go through a few of you guys' messages, so thank you to Lewis Headley 9, Leonardo Bianchi 9, Daniel Dwyer, and the questions they're asking is, Neymar Jr. spotted what I think are the Adidas X16.1.
Well, they do look a lot like the X16.1. Turn back maybe 12 months or so. If these are the pictures that we saw, we would say these must be the prototype of the X16.1 because they look almost identical because they've got a slight collar on them.
Yeah, it's interesting times. People are like, what boots? Neymar in Adidas? What's going on? More messages, Neymar boots, what's going on? Guys, my name's David, I found something cool. Neymar is testing the Adidas 16.1. Check his Instagram story. So that's David Samuel, Arana Donnelly, Jake McCann. Thank you so much guys for sending us messages on Instagram with this kind of stuff. We appreciate it. Our Instagram is instagram.com/footballboots.co.uk. You can find us, just search for Football Boots. We are there, the black and orange hearts. Interesting, Jake McCann is like, is this a blacked out Nike prototype or something? Because I thought he was officially wearing the Vapor 11s.
Well, that's what you would assume because Neymar is probably Nike's highest profile alongside Ronaldo. Eden Hazard, those real top players, so you'd assume anything on Neymar's feet is a Nike product. But there is massive question marks just because they look so much like the X16.1.
Yeah, they're very similar looking. But here's another picture from his Instagram. Where are we? So Ewan McCaw, he sent in a bunch of pictures as well. Neymar's in a blackout boot. Never seen it before. Could this be a new concept from Nike? Use this in the video idea. Well, here's the video idea right now, so thank you very much. More pictures, so little close-ups on what's going on. So this is from Levi Do. Neymar switched up again, boys. Please check Neymar's story. We've done it. We're doing it right now. Let's go back in time a little bit. So Neymar is well known for wearing blackout boots. These were
the green speed. So before they actually came out, he was testing them. And was this before the World Cup as well?
Would have been before the Olympics. I think the 2012 Olympics was when he wore the green speeds. So these are a blackout boot, and people were wondering what has he got on his feet. So there's a close up on them, and the green speed was kind of one of those kind of first kind of limited edition releases that was kind of quite big for Nike. So when they kind of switched into doing a lot of limited stuff. So they were big news, and he wore them at the Olympics. So he was a big name for him.
I mean, they weren't actually the best product. We all know that the comfort was actually quite poor. But one thing about Neymar is he's actually a player that likes to take a lot of interest in the brand new boots. We saw that with the high vendors wearing the Phantom 2s.
Yes.
He wore his own camouflage pair, so he is very into his boots and performance and comfort. That's a massive deal for him.
And so here's another prototype he was wearing. These are the original Hypervenoms, the Hypervenom ones. Before they had the collar, they got that lovely upper, and this was him wearing blackout testing clothes as well. So Nike really do get Neymar involved in a lot of testing, and players do it a lot. It's just you don't necessarily see it because people aren't always there taking pictures of what they're wearing at training. And like nowadays, if players are going to start showing stuff off on their Instagrams and their Snapchats, then you're going to see a lot more boot leaks than perhaps you would have in the past because the images are just getting shared around a lot more than even say 5 years ago. So Neymar has always been testing a lot of blackout boots. There's just not as many quality pictures going around as there are now. So these are the Hypervenom 2s.
Yeah, so the Phantom 2s, the ones with the quality. He was one of the players to test these out. As Ian said, he's massive on testing and prototype football boots. He's a player that loves doing all that and taking a big interest in it.
And these ones are really interesting because they've got the collar and everything, but I don't think they're necessarily quite that kind of stiff upper that we saw from the actual launch.
Yeah.
It is a bit softer, and so they were trying something. And that's the thing, the boots you see on Neymar now aren't necessarily the full retail release that will actually come out. He's testing it, he's giving them feedback on what he thinks about some of the things they're trying. So we may never see the boots actually hit the pitch. So this is a slightly different picture because you can see these have got a bit more of the upper and the design from the Hypervenom 2s. And Dani Alves is kind of showing it off there, so obviously the players aren't that great at not showing off the blackout boots when they're being tested, or perhaps they just want, the brands actually want you to see a little bit of this, drum up a little bit of interest. And that's the thing, it's like, is this whole big, like we're talking about this now, and obviously some of you guys may have seen this already other places, is this just a big choreographed like marketing thing by Nike, and actually they know exactly what they're doing when they've got these players putting out these supposed leaks and they just want to get people interested in their products. This is then when he started wearing blackout vapors.
Yeah, exactly. So he moved into the vapor, and I mean it's definitely a hard thing to say because they are blackouts. When we're watching it now in the pictures and also people who are seeing it online, they don't actually know exactly what they are, and that's exactly what we're here to do now. To talk about what they could be. These were the vapors, which he was a massive fan of.
Which he's in now. And so this was when he just like hadn't officially switched to the Vapor 11s, but he wanted to wear them in training, and that's where he was going. He still had his like signature Studio Leggeries and all those kind of things that he was supposed to be tied into in the Neymar X Jordans. But this was him moving and getting ready to go into wearing the Vapor 11s. This is him training with them again. And now we can start talking about what he is actually wearing now. So he's not wearing Adidas. That's not what he's got on his feet. And we can see that from the pictures. And it would be the most ridiculous coup, and it would be a massive news story that Neymar was switching to Adidas. Like, you would seriously know about that before pictures were leaked of him suddenly wearing them. That's not happening. He is definitely a Nike contracted player. He's probably the future of Nike. Like, is he going to be bigger than Ronaldo for them eventually?
I think so, especially because Ronaldo's coming into the end of his career. I know he's still smashing it, but Nike want that kind of poster boy of now.
Yeah.
And it is going to be Neymar. There's no doubt about it. He's huge now, and he's just going to become bigger. Probably Brazil's top goal scorer as well. So he'll be the main guy. But talking about were they the X16.1, I think we've broken down into two main factors. Firstly, it's got a slight collar, which we haven't really seen from the Vapor before. And also the upper looks incredibly similar to the slash graphic on the X16.1. So I think that's where people thought they were actually those X boots.
Yes. There's a lot of things. It's very interesting. It's kind of, we talked a little bit about Vapor 12s and what we're kind of expecting from them.
Yeah.
And it's like, is it going to have that Tigen upper? Is it going to be a Flyknit Vapor? Is it going to be half and half? Let's talk about maybe the Tiempo 7s. We're going to have kind of half and half, like leather at the front and Flyknit at the back. Maybe these could be Tigen at the front and the Flyknit at the back, but looking at that picture, I'm not convinced. It kind of looks like it's all the same material all the way through.
Well, I mean, Tigen's been around for such a long time now. Maybe Nike do want to give it a massive rejig and do something brand new, and that's obviously what the Tiempo could do with the half Flyknit and half leather. So maybe it's now time for the Vapor to now be Flyknit. We've seen that a lot of players in the Superfly have cut the collar. Now, I think that's a good idea because the Superfly with the Flyknit upper is actually better than the Tigen boots of the Vapor, but it does have a collar, which me, personally, I don't like it. So if it was a Flyknit Vapor, I think I'd give it a tick. I think it's a good idea.
I think the other question is, are these actually the next generation of the Superfly? And everybody's been wanting to have that lower collar that Ronaldo has. And is there a chance that they're trying to move Neymar into the Superflies, have him be in that headline boot as well? There's already talk about perhaps like a Neymar Superfly coming out. There's like a custom that ties into his Vapor 11s that he's wearing at the moment, perhaps like August time. So there's a chance that perhaps this could be a Superfly and they're bringing it down and they're trying to merge kind of Ronaldo and Neymar into that top tier boot. So we might not even be looking at a Vapor, we could be looking at the Superfly, what, 6?
Yeah.
One of the things which really kind of clues us into these being a Nike boot and potentially being of the Mercurial line is looking at this sole plate. That's the kind of giveaway there.
It kind of has to be with those chevron shaped stuff.
Yeah,
like you look at that, you think Mercurial.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is like a Veloz and Oblong, but you can see that it's still the same design. So we are saying that Neymar has not gone to Adidas. Neymar is wearing Nike. It's probably not a concept boot. It's not something that's kind of out there like the Green Speed or the GS, but it probably is a Mercurial. Whether it's a Vapor with a little collar or whether it's a Superfly with a lower collar, time will tell. I think I prefer it to be a Superfly. Or what do you think?
I think what I prefer is actually the Vapor to now become Flyknit. 2017-18 season next time around. It's been a long time coming for the Vapor to have a massive change up, and I think this could be the time to do it.
It could be. Time will tell. We'll find out. Make sure you drop a comment below, guys. Let us know what you think. We'll put a poll up as well, and you can vote as to what you think these boots are. Thanks for watching. Go enjoy your football.